Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me yet again is a year older, a year wiser,
yes, I like that.
Juggling Jay. Well, happy belated birthday, first of all,
Thank you,
sir. We missed you last week, but we're here with another show bringing what we think is an avenue for people to really get a focus on Bermuda athletes, both locally and abroad.
But it's definitely, while I was off island, I tuned in. I kept an eye on you because, I had to keep up with you,
Making sure I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Exactly.
Right.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Before we get into our stories, let's check out our commercial from our sponsor.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Jay, we stand on the track that on Saturday night came alive.
Yes.
The second area permit meet was held here on Saturday evening. We had Bermudians competing. We had athletes from the United States, from Europe, from Africa, from all over. Bermudians got an opportunity to see some quality. They got to see their homegrown athletes compete and really do well. Obviously, standing ovation, Jessica Lewis winning the women's para T53 800 meters. On that last 200 meter turn, she went on the outside and made her way down the home stretch, and the crowd came to their feet. It must have been a special moment. It was one for me, I know for you too.
Yeah, watching that race and see the strategy, because she took it out hard in the first lap, and just to lead the pack in around the first lap. And obviously once she got to the first lap, she dropped back, went into some drafting, went down the back stretch of drafting. When she got around about that 200 meter mark, you could see her, the arms out of the these muscles popped out of Jessica. Where did they come from? But we're looking up the booth, and I'm saying, hold on, she's just she kicked into a whole new gear, and she powered her way. And that's what we could say. She powered her way down the front stretch to a standing ovation, because everybody was on their feet at the time.
We got to see Tyrone Smith. He pulled out a good leap, finishing second, 8:06. I think his furthest leap, he recorded a foul, but overall he was pleased with his performance.
Actually, I think he had an 8:11 and an 8:06.
Yes.
And it's very interesting enough, we talked about him prior to coming into that meet. Hadn't really got an 8 often.
Right.
In Belgium.
Got that 8:24.
8:24, but everything else was under 7, and it was cool, and but you could see that he was glad to be back here, animated as always, and had the crowd every jump. But also Bruce the Griller.
Yeah, Bruce the Griller.
He held his own.
Yes, indeed.
He held his own, and nice to see that the competition that was there, it was good. It was definitely some good competition in the long jump pit.
Yeah. Well, we had 2 track commentators on the field, that in Gary Moreno and LaTroya Darrell. They got a chance to speak to quite a few athletes following events. Let's get some of those interviews from the track on Saturday night.
Spearman, of course, no stranger to the tracks, having competed in the Olympics and tearing up the track here this evening here in Bermuda. Your idea of the conditions that you had to face here today, and you had a strong headwind to battle with.
Well, the fans are great here. They were very interactive. The track is fast. Just unfortunately for me, it feels like headwinds have followed me all year long. So I don't think it's probably my fault that we have such strong headwinds. From the first race to my last race, strong headwinds all year. So I'm used to it by now. I'm not sure if everyone else is.
So what next for you after you leave Bermuda?
I'm finished for the season. Maybe finished for the career, but I have the 200 and I have the 100 soon. And we'll just see what happens after that. You never know what happens in life.
Are you in fact saying that this could be the final event that you compete in?
It very well could be, yes sir.
Would be your loss to the race is that? Thanks to Corey Famous, you placed, I think it was 3rd in the women's high jump. Some thoughts on your performance today?
Well, I wasn't really doing that well in training, but coming today, trying my best. I think I did all right. The competitors told me not to be hard on myself because it is just a process, and so you just have to be positive.
Is that a normal occurrence where your competitors would be giving you good advice such as that?
Yes, it's always a good atmosphere around. They always support you, give you positive words, and it's great.
So is this your season winding up now, or are you going to be competing in any other events?
Yes, I have one more big competition, my first world event. It is the Commonwealth Games Junior in the Bahamas, and I'm totally excited for this.
All the best.
Thank you very
And
much.
congratulations on the performance today. Sakari Famous finishing third in the women's high jump here today. Of course, her personal best is a height of 1.80 meters, promise of big things for the future. Jessica Lewis, first time I've actually seen you in competition. Quite impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome to be in front of the home crowd.
Is this the first time you've competed here in front of the Bermuda crowd?
Yep. Yeah.
What made that for you right?
Absolutely amazing. The support I've been getting from Bermuda is phenomenal, and to be able to be here and race here it's indescribable.
Now, do you know that you're the first person to get a standing ovation from the crowd here today?
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize. I just had my head down and just wanted to get to that finish line.
So let me ask you, how much training do you put into this sport?
So we train about 6 or 7 days a week, depending on when our competition is. And then we also have tapering when we're getting closer to races. We also do some weight workout in the off season, which is September to probably about April. And we do weights 3 days a week, so it's a lot.
So that sounds like you're training almost for the Olympics, sort of.
Yeah, definitely. I'm training for Tokyo right now. So
And what's next for you after today?
we actually leave in about 2.5 weeks, and we go to World Championships in London.
Looking forward to that, no doubt.
Oh yes, I'm very excited.
All the best again. Thanks a lot, Jessica. So Jessica Lewis tearing up the tracks here today and actually popping a wheelie at the end. Don't know if she thought she was going to be competing in the X Games. So once again taking victory here in a 3-man race, and she is off to training. Well, she's back to training in preparation for the Worlds and eventually the Olympics, which takes place later on. Jessica Lewis. In case you're wondering about the importance of events such as this and the impact they can have, I want to introduce you to young Mr. Nairobi Mills, who is a middle distance runner here in Bermuda. Nairobi, having witnessed athletes of this caliber running in your own country, what does it mean to you? How has it impacted you, if any?
Wow, I think it's impacted me a lot. It's watching many of the 800-meter runners and the 400-meter runners. It shows me like how the technique is, and it pushes me to want to do better and run like that.
Have you had a chance to speak with any of these athletes?
I'd like to have a chat with Shaquille O'Neal and Dej Manis, but I haven't had a chance to chat.
So you have participated recently in an event in Trinidad. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was the NACA age group. We did several events such as like it wasn't 100 meters, but it was like 80 meters, 80-meter hurdles, 1,200 meters. In 1,200 meters is where I came second over or whatever.
So based on what you've seen here, what do you plan to take with you back into training?
That practice does make perfect. That if I do train hard, that the outcome will be good.
All right, all the best. Thanks a lot, Nairobi. Possible future Olympian there for Bermuda, Nairobi Mills, middle distance runner, telling me that he competes in the 4, 8, and the 12, and sometimes 1,500 meters. So wishing him all the best. And with me now is young Zakesia Parsons. Zakesia, congratulations, just taking victory for your team there in the 4x1, leading your team to victory in the 4x100 relay. How do you see events of this nature impacting or benefiting you as a young athlete?
I think it shows me what I'm working toward and where I'm trying to get and what I need to do to get there and how it's going to be when I get there.
So would you like to see more events of this kind here in Bermuda?
Yeah, I think it's very beneficial to my development.
And what's next for you after today?
I go away July 19th for Paces to North Carolina.
And Paces usually performs very well at that event, don't they?
Yes, I do.
So thanks again, congratulations. All right. With me, she's actually supposed to be doing some of this work with me, but she's been hiding off in the shadows. So I told her I'd bring her on camera anyway. Trolisha Darrell, former high jumper and long jumper, triple jumper. Today we saw young Sakari Famous finishing third in the event. I mean, she's been up against some seasoned veterans. Some thoughts on what you saw?
Sakari, I used to coach Sakari. She's a very focused jumper. I felt like she did a pretty good job. She is one of the youngest. She's 17, I believe, and so she's not as experienced as the other jumpers, but I think she did a great job. I think she came out and she's pretty consistent this year. I know her season's best is 171. She jumped to 170, so I'm happy for her that she's staying consistent. You know?
Now you've seen all these athletes out here today. What does that mean for you? Do you feel like you should suit it up to come out and compete?
Yeah, I mean, it's bringing back a lot of memories. I do miss triple jump. That was actually my favorite, but you know, who knows? I might be back next year. You might see me.
Look forward to that. We'll be hearing a lot more from LaTroya in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Hello, so here with me we have the winner of the 100-meter women's final tonight. So congratulations, first of all. The time of 11:55.
Thank you.
So what does that mean to you?
You know, it's just I just wanted to come here and do my best and to win. I feel like anytime you step on the track, your goal is always to win. And so when you have that mindset, you know the times will come.
Okay.
So it's just about execution.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
With me, we have Bermuda's own Tyron Smith, national record holder in the men's long jump. Tyron, so you jumped a mark of 8:06 tonight. I know your personal best is 8.34. Congratulations. So how you feel tonight? Like, are you satisfied with your mark?
You know, I'm glad that I was over 8 meters. Anytime I get over the 8 meter barrier, can't be too upset about it. But I really feel like I wanted to go over 8:20 today. So I'm not angry or anything like that, but satisfied. I don't know. It's a good step. It's a good step. My last series of meets didn't go very well, so it's nice to get back over 8. That gets my confidence up. Going to head to London for the Diamond League next weekend. So it's good going into that meet with some 8 meters under my belt. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Also, so what do you feel like that you need to work on? Is it anything in particular, your approach or takeoff?
Yeah, we've been working on my landing, believe it or not. It's always been a little messy. On that last jump, I finally got it together. But if I can clean up the landing a little bit more, I can buy myself another 10, 15 centimeters on each one of my jumps, and you know that's a huge thing in a long jump. You know, because the difference between gold and fifth is like 10 centimeters sometimes. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on my landing a bit more. My speed feels good. My takeoff feels pretty automatic now. So just a couple little things. Yeah.
Well, congratulations and all the best. Okay.
Kyle Webb, not the performance you were looking for, at least not the result you were looking for tonight. Some comments on the race.
It's been a long season. I'm happy to be here back home and be here with the crowd. Give everybody a show. Compete with these pro athletes. I mean, it's my first time around, so there's more to come.
So is this just the tip of the iceberg for you? This is the ending of your season, I'm assuming. So where do you go from here?
From here, I fly back out to Purdue tomorrow on Sunday, and I actually taking some summer classes. I graduate in December. Purdue had messaged me yesterday and told me that they're bringing me back for my indoor season. So that's something to look forward to. Breaking it down to fall training, and I actually might go to the Royal University Games in August for Bermuda.
So running against these professionals, what was that experience like for you? How do you see it impacting your performance?
It's a very good confidence booster. I got to talk to these guys out here, especially Wallace. The 2 or 3 days we spent in the hotel, I mean, they really get to mentor you. They're more experienced than me on the world level, on the circuit, and it gives me a lot of knowledge and things I can take further.
Best, thanks a lot. Trey, a more than creditable third place finish. Is that, do you concerned about the finish at all, or more concerned about your performance on the track here tonight?
I mean, it's always a pleasure to come out in the home crowd. And I always come out there and I compete hard, no matter how I'll be able to go with my season is, I always show up. So I'm really excited, you know, with tonight's performance. I went for -3, 10-6 is 10-3, 10-2. So I'm had a rocky season, but I'm definitely happy with this. Probably 1-2 more races and I'm gonna shut it down.
When you say shut it down, that's the end for this season or the career?
The end of this season, yeah, because I took on certain things that I shouldn't have, but it was an opportunity. So, it kind of burnt on my body, but I learned not to do them type of things again. But hey, I'm totally happy with today's performance, man. Came back with my old coach. We've been working for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and it's actually gotten my start right. But I'm missing a lot of speed and endurance work, so I have to go back to the drawing board, do 250s, 300s. Because usually my ending part is my strongest part. So I felt like I was kind of decelerating it towards the end, but like I said, man, that's my best run all season. I can't put it into words, and I'm excited for that run.
And what better place to do with that at home?
I'm telling you, man, in front of home crowd, I want to appreciate everyone coming out tonight to support, not just me, but about Bermudians that did come out there, and everyone else who else there supporting. So, I want to applaud the crowd for coming out once again, and I'm just ready to go back to the drum board and start working for my next 2 or 3 races, like I said.
Thanks a lot, Trey. All the best going forward. So that's about it for us here tonight, the wrap-up of the second Bermuda Invitational Race event here at the National Stadium. We're hopeful that there will be many more to come. We've spoken to a few young athletes who indicated to us how they feel about having events of this nature here on the island and how they see it as a benefit to their development as they continue to seek to represent these islands of Bermuda. So with that, we've come to the end of tonight's events here at the Bermuda National Sports Center. I'm Gary Moreno signing off for Islandstats.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, not often does a sport get elevated as high as this one will in today's show, and that's the sport of bowling.
10-pin bowling.
10-pin bowling.
Yes.
Because we've now accomplished a feat that hasn't been done for a while in this particular sport for the country, and that is Bermuda has qualified for the CAC Games, which will be held in Colombia in 2018. But a sport that you've played and still dabble in every once in a while. No?
I'm retired.
How you retire? What is retire? What is
Easy.
retirement?
Stop.
See, that you could have been on that team. The guys that were on that team, Stevie, Lamar.
Well, hold up, back up. When you say guys, Stevie is like the grandpa of old grandpas on that team.
Didn't you play when he played?
I did too.
Okay. He's still playing.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Damon.
Yes.
Okay. Just checking, Levince.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
But these guys have accomplished something, and they would all be very proud of what they've been able to accomplish in getting Bermuda into that next round. Now the hard work starts because they finished 7th overall, and it was 10 teams from the region that would go through. So now they're going up against the rest of the Commonwealth. So fitness, nutrition, all that's going to come into play, and we're going to see these guys really putting the hard work in, because they're not just going to want to go and represent, they're going to want to go and really do well for not only themselves but the country.
Yeah, most definitely. But I will say, Earl, this crop of bowlers that are there now, it reminds me of the crop that came up probably about 25 years ago. And we're talking about, you said Stevie Riley, he was in that crop back then, along with the coach Antoine Jones, Dean Lightbourne, Casey Burgess, Conrad Lister, Ty Williams. The crop of guys that came up around that era, it was something to be reckoned with. But these youngsters, well, not even youngsters, but now the young men, they've been at it for a while now. They've been the face of Bermuda bowling for quite a bit. Not only the guys who went on this tour, but still some guys in the outskirts who could come in at any moment and probably shoot the same scores. Once again, it's what you're doing that day.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time, what you're doing that day. But to see these guys, like I said, now I think what's going to hinder them right now, because what happens, we talk about all the time, is the financing to go and play on a different surface.
Right.
We have a different surface here on the island. Our lane's a little bit different.
Right.
but to get our guys exposed to other conditions. And that's the hardest part because where do you practice?
Well, the good thing is when you qualify for a major, one of the 4 festivals that the BOA control of, you actually get funding to prepare. So there will be opportunities for the bowlers to identify what events they want to go to leading up to the CAC games to prepare on the surfaces. So there's opportunities there, and that's the good thing about that.
And hopefully they'll be able to join that with some partnership or something, some corporate partnership.
Sure. Because
that, like I said, that's going to help not only, like I said, the traveling side, but also, like I said, food and nutrition, but also just the camaraderie. Sometimes you got to keep these guys together to just think of bowling day and night, because when you go up against some of these competitions, you're bowling against guys that are bowling day and night.
Well, I can see a lot of functions at the 19th frame.
Well, I tell you, and that's one thing they do also have, a lot of car washes and stuff to try to raise some money. So when you see the car wash down at Warwick Lanes, it's there for a reason. It's most of the time it's for these guys going on these trips. So. Well done, guys.
Well, let's get the roundup of the Bermuda team over in Guatemala. Bermuda bowlers have qualified for the CAC Games after finishing 7th in the Central American and Caribbean Bowling Confederation Championships in Guatemala. Bermuda finished the prestigious team event with a total of 5,702 pins. Levin Samuels had a high game of 279 in Game 4 of the team events. Jay, I'm going to mention a name, and I'm hoping you will make just have one comment. Elon Daly.
Cha-ching.
Elon Daly competed in Trinidad during the CCCAN Games swimming championships, represented Bermuda along with 15 other Bermuda athletes. But she's done something twice over that would stand out, and that is she broke a 20-year-old record on day 4 in the 100-meter freestyle. And then came back the next day and broke a 22-year-old record in the 50-meter freestyle in the girls 11 to 12 age group. First girl in that age group going under 1 minute.
And we talked about track and field earlier. The 100 meters is the event.
Yes.
You know, the prima donna event.
Yes.
But in swimming,
the 50 free is
and the 100 meters.
Yes.
Free.
Yes. Are the events that everybody wants to watch.
And she is the fastest in the region.
That's right. In the 11 to 12 age group, she's the fastest in the region.
Up and down the region.
And you know what, Jay? If you look at the numbers, if she would have swam in the 13 to 14, she'd have won that too.
She'd have won that too.
So,
just give you a sneak peek that right now we have a budding superstar.
That's right.
And I'm saying not just a star, because she's breaking records. It seems like every time she goes in the pool.
Yes.
And we can only see, and you just said it, she's swimming actually. I mean, she can compete above her age right now. Not only be competitive, but actually medal.
I'm actually a little worried
No,
what
me
it
too.
will be
Me
like
too. Me
because
too.
she'll be too young to go 2020.
Yes.
But she would be 8 years from now, 19, looking to go to the Olympic Games. 19, speeding the way she's speeding now. I can see if we don't get a medal in 2020, I'm marking it on the calendar on this show. We'll have a medal in swimming in 2024.
And when was the last time we had a medal?
What was it, 78?
Exactly.
78. So
that'll be another record.
That's right. That's right. But the entire team, 38 total medals in all.
Earl, you know, we got to just stop there. You just say the numbers again.
38 medals in total.
And then how many was at Crifter?
34, 35.
So I think we knew a little something about swimming.
Yes, just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah.
For the region, I think we, and it's saying that's kudos because I'm pretty sure other countries are saying, okay, what are they doing that we're not doing?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what, Jay? Funny enough, we're going to get to the overall performance of this swimming team, but also the head coach,
Ben Smith.
Today was nominating day to sign up for the general election on the 18th. And Ben he returned last night ahead of the team to actually attend the Seventh-day Adventist Church to put his name down as a constituent running for number 31. But I got a chance to speak with Ben about that press conference and about that decision at a press conference. But first, let's go over the swimmers and their 38 medals. The 2017 Central American and Caribbean Swimming Confederation Championships is being held in Trinidad and Tobago. Bermuda is represented by 16 swimmers, and over the first 2.5 days of competition, Bermuda picked up 17 medals. But the highlight of the event thus far, apart from adding another 11 medals on day 4, was that Elon Daly broke a 20-year-old Cece Can 11-12 girls 100-meter freestyle record when she clocked a winning time of 59.65, breaking Vanessa Garcia's record of 1:00:05 set back on July 1st, 1997. Peyton Zelkin won the bronze medal in the same event with a time of 1:00:56. Tying it in with, obviously, your contribution to swimming. Yes. Your thoughts on politics and how you have developed in sport of swimming that can actually help you if elected?
Well, obviously, within sport, there are always going to be differences of opinion, different thoughts on how you can do things. And as I've kind of gone through that process over the years, I've had a lot of experience on how to deal with those kind of situations. So I believe that I've gone through quite a baptism by kind of being through sport and understanding kind of what it takes to develop people and work with a team. But also, I know you and I have had quite a bit of conversations about what we think sport can do in Bermuda and how we can develop a lot of our future, not just athletes, but our future people through sport. And it's something that I'm really interested in, and I think that this is an opportunity for me to get involved and kind of take what we've been talking about to the next level.
There's been a lot of talk about sport, and like you said, we have had these conversations, but when you first took that step towards putting up your hand and saying, I'm willing to help the country, was sport part of that conversation?
Sport was definitely part of that conversation. So I think the reason that they reached out to me is because what I've been able to achieve, specifically within my particular sport, but I've been recently involved with trying to help what we do in sport overall. So I think it was a great opportunity for them to reach out to somebody that they think has been working to help Bermuda as a whole. And I actually relish the opportunity to get involved and hopefully bring some of the things that we've been talking about in sport to fruition.
Now, you have a trip coming up very shortly, and it's election time around the same time. How do you plan to manage that? Going to CC Can, not being able to canvas, getting back and hitting the ground running?
Well, obviously, I made a commitment first to the kids, and in September we started planning on what we were going to do for this season. And CC Can is the top competition for us for the year, so to have these kids work hard throughout the entire year, I showed them commitment to them, and they have showed commitment to me. So the same way that I'm going to give my commitment to the country, I have to make sure that I continue to uphold the things that I have kept important to me and important to the youth, because that's why I'm involved, is to try to figure out how we can do better for our next generation, which means you got to listen to them, you got to get involved, and you've got to help them to participate and show them that if adults say they're going to do something, they need to do it.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Jay, was an interesting weekend in cricket. That team wearing their colors lost. It was Central County, Western County. and Premier and First Division cricket held over the weekend. Don't worry about St. George's.
How's the league team? How did they do Sunday?
St. George's went
Against
down to PHC.
Just checking.
The battle of undefeateds.
Checking.
Hey. PHC betted under these conditions. St. George's betted under which conditions would you refer to?
Here we go again.
Oh, cloud cover. The conditions changed.
Oh, yes.
I'm not using that excuse. I'm telling you a fact.
Yeah.
And we lost. I don't have a problem.
Alternative facts.
No. Facts. St. George's lost. The game played on the same wicket, but under different conditions against PHC. I don't have I can't argue that point.
Okay. Vinny toss next time.
But remember, Somerset won the toss. Up Rangers.
Yeah, you lost the toss.
Yeah, that's all right. But Somerset won the toss up Rangers.
Folks.
Thank God for Jai Richardson.
It's more to come.
Thank God for Jai Richardson. Well done, mate, because you're 73, you and I got 100.
It's more to come for Cup Match, folks. But anyway, get back to the cricket of the weekend.
Let's start off with Central County at St. John's Field.
Congratulations
to Western Stars,
yes,
who defeated the North Village Community Club. They had a few guest players. But once they got through those guest players, it became relatively one of those things that was going to go really, really fast.
Well, let me stop you there because this is the first year they have actually introduced guest players.
Yeah.
Central Counties was the only counties that didn't allow guest players to come. And personally, from the outside looking in, I haven't asked too many of the players, but from the outside looking, I think that was probably a good move because it brought some type of excitement, or not so much of a predictability.
Right.
Because even though they played North Village, but with them getting a couple of guest players in, okay, it's not just a run over now.
Yes.
But it also gave the chance for Western Stars to bring back players like Reddy Gibbons, who's
166 not out.
Who's actually been on fire this season.
166 not out, 40. He's obviously going to be the man of with the batting average for the series. He showed his class and his worth. But
also, got to highlight Brian Hall.
Brian Hall, 6-wicket haul this weekend. 5 wickets or 4 wickets the last game. He's done the business for them as well. He'll probably be the bowler of the tournament. But overall, they've shown that they have just a little more quality in the Central County. But it bodes well because teams like Tough Dogs, North Village, and Devonshire Rec, for that matter, will have the opportunity next year to get even stronger and better. All those teams, well, Tough Dogs are aging.
No, aged.
And aging. Dean. Mike Corday.
Yeah.
But, well, he didn't play. Thank God for that. That would have put the age up to about 93, I think, the average age, so. But the tournament, it's back underway. It's growing.
And I'm glad you said that because about 3 years ago, we were very scared that it was going to disappear.
Right.
It was, I think, it had gone to what, 2 teams?
2 teams, yeah.
2 teams.
Yeah, they played a series. It was down to what, Social Club and Stars, right?
Yeah, it came down to a 2-team.
Yeah,
so
at one point in time, yeah.
I'm glad that the committee has drummed up some interest, got the teams back excited. And next is just trying to get the crowds come out to support it, and then along with the media and start broadcasting these games and get it back to, at one point in time, it used to be a very great series.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the Western County. You had Willicots and Southampton Rangers at White Hill Field. I was not surprised with the outcome. I think Southampton Rangers, with their depth of players right now, a bit of quality and a bit too much for Willicots. Even on their day, they had guest player Malachi Jones and Chris Douglas in the team. But it's always going to be a tall order when you have the likes of Gennaro Tucker leading the team. He doesn't have to be batting or bowling. He's just one of those type of people that understand how to get players out. You've got Ricardo Bringman behind these stumps. You've got Vernon Eve bowling, Kevin Tucker bowling. These guys are sharing 4 and 5 wickets between them. So I think Southampton Rangers set the tone for the rest of the Western County. They have another match coming up this weekend. So it's all to play for.
One valuable person that you did not mention who's been very valuable throughout the whole season has been Rohan Simons.
Yes.
he's been able to stabilize anytime they've gotten in trouble and got them over the line. A lot of time, he's probably got about 3 or 4 not outs this season because he's got them over the line. And I think, especially early in the season, there were some injuries. We talked about Gennaro Tucker just coming back. Queen Tucker, there's a few injuries here and there, so they haven't been up to the strongest side, but they've been able to eke out some points. So in the Western Counties, obviously this would be that was the major competitor. Next series, I believe, is
Warwick, I believe, on Saturday.
Or something like so. And you're looking at a very young squad, so it'd be interesting to see who Warwick will bring in. They might bring in the likes of Jordan De Silva, who has played for him previously. Even Jacoby Robbins, but I doubt if Jacoby, because he's aged now.
and still aging.
But it'd be interesting enough because that field up there, and the wicket played great. If you see what, the Bulldogs got some assistance from the wicket. And if you don't apply yourself as a batsman, you could be taken to the yard.
So quickly. Now, turning our attention to Sunday. Sunday was a prelude to 2 weeks from now, Eastern County Cup. And that is St. David's taking on Bayless Bay at Lords. St. David's all out for 183, Bayless Bay all out for 153. Were you surprised?
Not really, because I've had a chance to watch both these teams now a couple of times this season. And what has continued over the last couple of years is St. David's having a very strong bowling attack. We've seen that come to, over and over come into play. But they also have a lot of game changers. Bayless Bay has some decent bowling. They're okay in the field. The problem lies in the batting department. And the batting department is thin to see at best. Basically, if you get through 5, you're hoping for the next 5. Whereas St. David's can go down probably as deep as 8 to 9. That was the telling tale. When you have odds like that, you've got to take your chances. And that match on Sunday was a couple opportunities. Where it could have changed the game. Adam Douglas would have been caught at square leg for very cheap. He was put down by Danico Hollis, and he was going on to make, I believe, 20 or 30 odd. But that was the difference that he scored, wasn't it? 30 runs.
30 runs.
So, very interesting enough, it was, when you look at the players, Chris Douglas, he's just come back from England. He's been in fine form. Shots, he's going to be something to watch.
Yes, indeed.
Down St. George's. I just thought I'd throw that at you.
Let's get the report from the Central, Western, and Cricket, Premier and First Division Cricket on Sunday. Western Stars are the 2017 Central County Cup champions following their 6-wicket victory over North Village at St. John's Field. Western Stars won the toss and decided to field. They bowled North Village out for 144. Guest player Taryn Frey was the top scorer with 66, while Brian Hall led the Western Stars bowling attack with figures of 11 overs, 1 maiden, 6 for 28. In reply, Western Stars scored 145 for 4. Guest player Treadwell Gibbons was the top scorer with 60, while Trey Manders added 45. Dion Ball was the most economical bowler for North Village. He had figures of 4 overs, 1 for 23. Southampton Rangers are the Western County Cup holders. This after defeating Willowcotts by 6 wickets at the Whitehill Field. Southampton Rangers won the toss and decided to field. They bowled Willowcotts all out for 144. Kamal Bashir was the top scorer on 27. Vernon Eve led the Southampton Rangers bowling attack with figures of 10 overs, 1 maiden, 5 for 17. Kevin Tucker bowled 8.5 overs. He had 3 maidens, 4 for 13. In reply, Alex Dorr scored 32 as Southampton Rangers scored 145 for 4 after 31.1 overs. Guest player for Willowcotts, Malachi Jones, was the pick of their bowlers. He bowled 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 20. Turning our attention to the Premier Division yesterday at Lords and St. David's. St. David's won the toss and decided to bat against Bayless Bay. They scored 183. Chris Douglas was the top scorer with 54. Kyle Hudson was was the pick of the Bailey's Bay bowlers with 8 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 27. In reply, Bailey's Bay were bowled out for 153, 30 runs short of their target. Taryn Frey was their top scorer with 37. Rodney Trott added 26. George O'Brien had figures of 8.3 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 28 to lead St. David's in the bowling department. We now take a look at the weekend top performers in cricket in both the Premier and First Divisions, as well as the Central and Western counties. Ajay Richardson from Somerset Cricket Club was the weekend's top scorer with a knock of 73. Kwesi James scored 71 for Willicotts against Somerset Bridge, and Taryn Frey, a guest player for North Village, scored 66 against Western Stars in their Central County Cup match. With figures of 11 overs, 1 maiden, 28 for 6, Brian Hall from Western Stars led the bowling department. These figures came during the Central County Cup match on Saturday. And on Sunday, Hall returned figures of 9 overs, 3 maidens, 5 for 16, helping Western Stars defeat Cleveland County. Vernon Eve from Southampton Rangers had the third best bowling figures of the weekend. He bowled 10 overs, 1 maiden, 5 for 17.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, we're back, and we've been joined by the president of the Bermuda Football Association, Mark Wade, who is in the final stages of preparing for the under 20 women's World Cup qualifiers right here at the National Sports Center. But, Mr. President, how are things shaping up for we are now 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away. Shaping up pretty good. The team is excited. Going through their paces at the National Sports Center and also at the Clyde Best Center of Excellence. Coaches are going over the team, having a look at players who are coming in from college. Finally, we're getting them all back. So from that perspective, we're hungry, ready to go. As far as all the organization bit, you caught me up here today, having a look at the field, looking at the changing rooms, in preparation for the tournament manager who's going to arrive on the 15th, and really just pulling it all together. Different little things that we have to do. We're working our way through the hosting agreement, which has all manner of responsibilities in it that we have to meet, and it's exciting times. We haven't hosted since I think Keisha Bean was under 17, so many years ago when they played here at the National Sports Center. Right. So we're excited to have a tournament of this nature here in front of our home fans. We're excited about it. We're hoping that we get a lot of people here to support our girls. Our girls have done very well on the international stage, and we're driving them on. We're looking to push them even further. They know now that they have to achieve and go beyond what our under 20 boys have done. So this is it. This is what summer's all about. It's about international competition, and here we go.
Well, it's interesting. We're going to get the likes of Jamaica.
Yes.
Who have a very strong contingent of people here in Bermuda, and you can almost expect them to be out in full force.
Absolutely.
But obviously we want to have the Bermudians outnumbering, out noise making, and to have them first.
All of that.
To have them first.
We will not have.
We'll set the tone.
We will not have this stadium have more Jamaicans in it than Bermudians. But we're looking for a fantastic atmosphere. We know what atmosphere. I remember sitting in these stands when because Jamaica was here during the under 17 tournament, and I remember the atmosphere was fantastic. And we want to reproduce that. We want to surpass that. So Bermudians, got your tickets. They're on sale now, up on P-Tix. Reasonable pool prices. Okay, we're only $15 for adults. Children under 12 are free. We want to pack the stadium.
That's both sides?
Just one side. We're just trying to do one side. We want to fill it up. We want the noise to carry from underneath the pavilion to make it exciting.
Okay.
If we fill the pavilion, then we promise to open the other side.
Okay.
How's that?
All right. But what we will do, we'll have you come back and we'll talk about how things are shaping up, especially after the team's selected. Speak to a few coaches and some players to try and build this up.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. All right.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Where did that breeze come from?
Well, it news we're coming to the end of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com, Jay. We've been able to bring and highlight some very, very good accomplishments for Bermuda, and just having Mark Wade here lights up the fact that we're still in that mood. We're still going to be bringing more international competition right here in Bermuda.
And that's been the highlight for me for this week, just coming back from abroad and from a country that you can see the pride in their athletes. And I just got to take a look at, what they do on their side, and to come back home and then to see the pink hurricane storm around the track. She still ain't said that to me yet, but Jessica, the pink hurricane. But also to see likes of Trey Houston back. Had the opportunity to commentate with Aaron Evans, and we could break some news.
Yes.
We're looking to be back on the track next year. And hopefully for the permanent meet. I'm taking a year off, but we got to talk a bit, and we'll probably talk about more in the next show regarding some of the strategies we talked about with some of these athletes preparing for international events. We talk about, you use your regular season or this type of season leading up to a major event, and what it takes from the side from an athlete. What are they thinking? How do they diet?
Right.
And different things like that come into play. But it doesn't only go for track and field. We're seeing it now across the board, because now with sports science being heavily involved in a lot of major sports, and especially for the international arena, you're going to see more things like this happening. So it'll be interesting to see, not only covering the sport itself, but covering the act of the sport. And I think the more information we have from our athletes, we can always share with our viewers.
Now that's the way we want to end the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.